murder cases, missing persons cases, cases of child abuse and torture, and a child freed. Sound like it's just another day in Bethea's Byte, reloaded. And it all starts right now. It's a brisk, sunny Sunday in Salem, Oregon, and this is Bethea's Byte Reloaded, your home for news, opinions, debates, your voice, and justice served. I'm Ernest Bethea, the last outlaw. I want to thank you all so much for joining me this week. I didn't say it like this, but it should have been implied anyway. I have a fully loaded lineup. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get started right in my missing persons file. And I start with Amanda Nicole Town. Let me get my screen set. Ready? Amanda Nicole Town, excuse me. Lovely mother of three. She's 27 years of age. Last seen March 2nd of 2020 in Fellsmere, Florida. As of right now, she is still missing. Here's the information. She was last seen in Fellsmere, Florida on March 2nd, 2020. She disappeared after leaving her aunt's home on foot in the early morning hours. Amanda was born on June 6, 1992 to Ruth Ann Town. She's the mother of three, two sons and a daughter between the ages of 3 and 12 years of age. Although they were placed in the custody of another relative, she never lost touch with them and could always be reached by cell phone. At the time of her disappearance, Amanda lost her job as a waitress and bartender. According to her family, she had a troubled past with drug use and was moving from house to house with relatives in the Fellsmere, Florida area. On March 2nd, 2020, Amanda showed up. Okay, how you doing, Juju Bones? Let's see, Amanda. Let's see. Back to the story. March 2nd, 2020, Amanda showed up around 3 a.m. at her aunt's residence in the 13400 block of 99th Street, a rural area north of Fellsmere, Florida. Both her aunt and her aunt's husband were asleep, but Amanda spoke to her eldest son. Before leaving, she told him she planned to walk back to her boyfriend's home roughly half a mile south on North Hickory Street. She never showed up at her boyfriend's home that night and was never heard from again. On March 5th, her family filed a missing persons report to the Indian River County Sheriff's Office when they couldn't contact her. Since Amanda's disappearance, there's been no activity on her phone, bank account, or social media. April 20th, authorities recovered some of her personal items on 141st Avenue near the C-54 Canal in the vicinity of 97th Street, which is less than 2 miles away from her aunt's home in Fellsmere. April 24th, authorities performed a search warrant on the house in Fellsmere. A light blue older model GMC Sierra pickup truck and other items of interest were recovered from the property. On February 3rd, 2022, 39-year-old Aaliyah Beamer was reported missing by a couple whose home was located outside Fellsmere in the 1300 block of 111th Street, a few miles north of Amanda's town's last known location. February 8th, Aaliyah Beamer's deceased body was found in an undisclosed location not far from where her vehicle was later located in the 13,000 block of 111th Street from Fellsmere. The condition of her body was not released publicly, but police believe she was a victim of murder. Authorities have not ruled out a possible connection between the killing of Aaliyah Beamer and the disappearance of Amanda Town. Foul play is suspected in Amanda Town's disappearance, and the investigation is still active. There's a $5,000 reward being offered for information. The circumstances of Amanda Town's disappearance remain unclear, and her case is currently classified as missing, as her case remains unsolved. Here's another good picture of Amanda. Let's raise my window on this real quick. There she is. Amanda is a Caucasian female with blonde hair, blue eyes, stands 5'2", weighs 125 pounds. She has a tattoo of a butterfly on her right shoulder and her ears are pierced. She was last seen wearing a camouflage hooded sweater with a zipper, dark-colored spandex pants, and dark-colored flip-flops with white toe markings. She was carrying a medium-sized purse. Guys, I've said this many times over, and I'll keep on saying it until the day I die. If you see something, say something. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Amanda Nicole Town, please contact the Indian River County Sheriff's Office. The area code is 722-569-6700. Again, that's 772-569-6700. Or contact the Indian River County Public Safety Dispatch. That number is 772-978-6240. 772-978-6242. Let's find Amanda and let's bring her home safe. You feel me? Well, that's one of the missing persons file, but we got another one. This one is a little bit more on the dangerous side. This one had an Amber Alert called. This is courtesy of our all of our Houston affiliates. Shout out to those news crews. The Texas Department of Public Safety has issued an Amber Alert for Joanna Luna, age 13. She was reported missing in August. All right, you see her here, and this is likely either a wannabe boyfriend, a boyfriend. I really don't know. Oh, hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. We got someone joining in on this story. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Mr. Thomas McCauley, aka Arctic Fox. What's up, Fox?
Hey, so on this particular one, I am beyond frustrated. I was spitting nails when I put my video out on this one because this girl went missing around August the 20th, and they didn't put an Amber Alert out on this child until the 5th of November.
I was just about to read up on that. Hang on tight. All right, law enforcement officials said she was abducted by Richard Xavier Rodriguez, age 17. They described Joanna as a Hispanic girl with brown hair, brown eyes, stands 5'5", weighs 110 pounds, last seen wearing a dark gray t-shirt with black and pink Nike shorts and purple slides. The suspect, named by police Rodriguez, is described as Hispanic with brown hair and brown eyes. Police said both Luna and Rodriguez are traveling in a U-Haul bearing an Arizona license plate with a license number AE4438.
Okay, but they've since come out and updated and said that they're not looking for the U-Haul any longer. They don't believe they're in the U-Haul at this point. I don't know what they think they're in, but I do know that they said they're no longer looking for the U-Haul.
Mm-hmm. So now knowing me, watching way too many crime dramas, they probably ditched the U-Haul for something else.
Oh, I'm almost 100% positive of that.
Which brings me to my last line. As always, if you know anything about their whereabouts, you're asked to call the San Antonio Police Department, guys. Their number is 210-207-7660. 210-207-7660. And as we always say in the community, if you see something, please say something. Let's bring Joanna home safe, right? Already two missing persons cases in the hole. That's Joanna, Luna, and just before you jumped on, Amanda Nicole Town, the mom of three. She's been missing since March.
There's a little boy, 3 years old, missing out of Florida that I just video out on. I can't think of his last name at the moment because I'm not in front of the computer, but he's missing out there in Winter Springs, Florida, in nothing but a t-shirt and a diaper, and he went missing this morning.
Oh, hang on, maybe I can pull it up on courtesy of your page. I believe the young man is named Axel.
Yes.
All right, let me go ahead and share this. All right, stand by.
What is going on, YouTube? This is Arctic Fox. Welcome back to the channel. We do have a breaking missing child alert out of Winter Springs, Florida for a 3-year-old little boy named Axel Caballero. He's been missing since this morning, November the 13th, 2022. He is 3 feet tall and weighs 50 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. A Florida missing child alert has been issued. He was last seen in the 1380 block of Ponce de Leon Boulevard in Winter Springs, Florida, and was last seen wearing a green shirt and a diaper. Anyone that has information on Axel or his whereabouts is asked to contact the Seminole County Sheriff's Office at 407-665-6650. Guys, this is a critical case, as this is a 3-year-old little boy, and he's out there in nothing but a t-shirt and a diaper. There is no Amber Alert issued for this child at this point, which again is very frustrating. But we can be Axel's Amber Alert. We can get his face out on social media. I am glad they did at least issue a missing child alert. It's better than what we usually get in some of these cases. But yeah, his parents are concerned about his safety and his well-being, and we need to be his Amber Alert for him. Fortunately, we are getting this case very quickly where we can make the biggest difference in trying to bring Axel home safe. What I need you guys to do is to give the video a like. It does help more people to see Axel's face. And the more people that see Axel, the better the chances are that we can bring him home safe. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, consider clicking that subscribe button. It certainly helps the channel out. And if you ring that notification bell, you'll always be alerted when I post another missing persons video. But the most important thing I'm asking you to do above anything else right now is to simply just click that share button. Share this to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever you have social media, guys. It only takes 1 second of your time to do, and it can make all the difference in the world in whether we're able to bring Axel home safe or not. As always, guys, I do want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all be kind to one another out there, and let's bring Axel home safe.
Amen and amen. I couldn't have said that better myself. Let's bring him home safe. If you see something, say something, for God's sake. Let's bring him back. Man, let me jump right into a case I caught on Monday, and I believe you may have caught this one too. We have a pregnant Arkansas woman and baby both found dead, and a married couple's facing murder charges. The body of a missing pregnant woman, along with the body of the baby she was pregnant with, have both been found. The Benton County, Arkansas woman, Ashley Bush, had last been seen alive on Halloween. The bodies were found in separate locations in McDonald, Missouri. Now a couple is facing charges in connection with the murders. According to Benton County Sheriff Sean Holloway, who spoke at a press conference, Amber and Jamie Waterman are in custody in McDonald, Missouri. They're being held on first-degree kidnapping charges, with more charges to follow. Holloway said this case is simply devastating. One of the most horrific cases that I had been personally involved with, quote unquote. Authorities say they don't know yet if Bush died in Arkansas or Missouri. The FBI was involved in arresting the Watermans, and authorities say federal charges are likely. Well, hey, I mean, come on, they got a pregnant mother dead, the unborn child is now dead. Why? And you've been arrested by the FBI. I say that certainly works well to have federal charges. What do you think?
Well, they cross state lines, and the facts in this case are completely devastating. What they did, and what this woman did, what this Amber did, is she created a fictitious name and profile on Facebook, and she was catfishing pregnant mothers because she had a fake ultrasound and everything, trying to tell people that she was pregnant and yeah. So they cut the baby out of the womb. The baby stops breathing. Oh, yeah. There's a lot to this one to unpack. And this happened where this Ashley was abducted from is less than an hour away from where I live. So this one's close and near and dear to me. So,
and here's a photo of everybody involved. Ashley's in the middle, then you got Amber on your left, you got Jamie on your right, and just from everything you just said, I don't know who's gonna get it worse, but I think both Amber and Jamie needs to be put under the prison.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
I got an update on no I don't, but I did hear that Amber and Jamie have bonds posted for them. One of them is under like $4.5 million bond.
They should get no bond. That's how I feel.
I
I
agree.
mean,
I agree. I agree. But then again, if they're getting that kind of if they're getting that kind of bond and they can't afford it, well, sucks to be them because they deserve what they got, and they deserve what they're gonna get.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and the sad thing is
saying.
that Ashley wasn't the first woman that this Amber had tried to talk to online. There had been another woman that she had made contact. Fortunately, they never met up. And then what really irked me about this case, obviously how devastating it is, but you had people on Facebook and on YouTube before the facts played out, before we even knew that Amber was involved or anything, before they even found Ashley, they were sitting there trying to drag the husband, saying, or the fiance, saying that he had something to do with Ashley's disappearance. And it's a prime example of why we don't re-victimize families, while we follow the facts and only the facts.
Right. Right. And piggyback on what you had just said about in regarding to the disguising herself, according to a police statement, the driver, quote, was a white woman in her 40s with shoulder-length brown hair who stated her name was Lucy. Ashley met Lucy online when she was looking for a job working from home. The statement continued saying that Lucy picked her up that morning at the Handy Mart in Maysville to take her to a job interview in Bentonville. Investigators believe that Lucy was actually Amber Waterman.
Yes, sir.
This is one of those cases you gotta hope against hope that not only that Ashley gets the justice she deserves, but Amber gets the punishment she deserves. Like I said, bury him under the prison. And if her husband had a hand in that too, he ought to go too.
Oh, I would pay good money to be the one to stick a needle in their arms, just to be honest. I mean, I have no qualms about it.
So. Police believe that Ashley died from a gunshot wound, which kind of makes sense. You shoot and kill her, then you cut the baby out. I mean, I will never say that that's right, but if that's what you're gonna do, Criminal Minds says this would make sense.
Well, and to find the little glimmer of light that's there, I mean, I guess it's far better that they killed Ashley before they cut the baby out than letting her be alive and trying to cut the baby out, which we've seen in some cases. So I just, it's just devastating. I mean,
it's unsettling. But then again, this week is a lineup of unsettling cases. Like this one, we're going to take a little international trip. We're going to Germany. We have a German girl who's freed after her mother allegedly locked her away ever since she was a toddler.
Jesus.
The girl, only identified as Maria, had not been seen in public since 2015, when she was only 18 months old, and was reportedly kept in a single room. Now, that sounds like, in a way, that kind of reminds me of an American case, but we'll talk about that later. An 8-year-old German girl has been found by local authorities after allegedly being held captive by her mother and grandparents since she was a toddler. The girl, identified only as Maria, was discovered in her grandparents' home in Attendorn, about an hour east of Cologne, according to the Times. Authorities say that Maria, who had not been seen in public since 2015 when she was 18 months old, had been kept in a single room in the house. When authorities found her in September, she was able to speak, but she was so weak she could barely climb stairs or navigate uneven ground. Prosecutors say that Maria, who looked to have not suffered abuse or malnutrition, had not been outdoors for 7 years, according to the newspaper, and was overwhelmed by the outside world. I would be too in that case. The girl's mother, identified by Bild newspaper as Rosemary G., had separated from her father shortly after she was born in December 2013. After learning that the man had begun a relationship with another woman, Rosemary G. told him she was taking Maria to Italy to live with relatives. And the lie detector determined that was a lie. The man's suspicions began to arise, however, when his correspondence to the girl in Italy went unanswered, according to the Times. Another relative then told police that she had visited a house in Italy where Rosemary G. and Maria were supposed to be living, and discovered they had never resided there. Eventually, a search warrant was obtained, and that's when police found Maria in the Attendorn home. The next line in this story, I thank God for this. Maria is now in a foster home receiving medical and psychological care, and she may be reunited with her father, who said he would welcome custody of the girl. The public prosecutor's office in Siegen is currently investigating the mother and grandparents on suspicion of deprivation of liberty and the abuse of wards, the outlet added. The prosecutor's office did not immediately reply to people's requests for information. Rosemary G. could face up to 10 years in prison if she's found guilty of keeping her daughter in captivity. Again, that's according to Bild newspaper. I don't know German law, but even from our standards, 10 years isn't enough.
No.
I mean, who keeps their child away from their father for 7 long years?
I know.
I caught this late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, and between this story and another story I'm going to do, my wife had to comfort me and keep my composure because I was about ready to lose it. And it's the next story that I'm going to bring up more than this one. Yet and still, it hurts my heart to see children treated like this. And the people that's supposed to be taking care of them, they have the gumption to call themselves mom and dad.
Some people just should be sterilized at birth. That's all I'm going to say.
I as much as I don't like the sound of that, I gotta agree with you, because if you don't, you're gonna have these monsters. I don't care where in the world you are. All right, you treat a child like this, and it comes across Bethea's Byte Reloaded. Rosemary G, I'm talking to you, you monster. And Maria's grandparents, yeah, I'm calling you out too, monsters. You may get Rosemary G may get the 10 years. I still don't think it's enough. Grandparents, I don't know what kind of sentence you get, but I hope it's long enough according to German standards, because it still won't be long enough according to American standards, and it certainly won't be long enough according to the standards of The Last Outlaw. So there's another. Let's see. Let me see now. We got two. I already want them buried under the prison, the Watermans. We got a monster mom and monster grandparents who could face anywhere between, I'm gonna say, up to 10 years for their roles in the keeping of Maria in captivity. I still say they should be buried. I don't know. I'm like the road dog on this so far, man. Sometimes I don't understand this world.
My rule of thumb is you commit any crime against a child and you never see the light of day again. So that's simple.
I'm with you on that. But I agree with you 110%. Yeah. In fact, I might have a special Bethea's Byte Reloaded talking about how some of these so-called parents treat children to the point of keeping them in captivity, abuse, murder. Oh, brother. Wait till you get a load of this story. Out of the great state of Texas, twins escape mother's alleged torture, including beatings and being forced to drink bleach.
Jesus.
Yeah, twin 16-year-old siblings who said they were kept naked and handcuffed were allegedly forced to drink household cleaners and ingest dozens of Benadryl tablets, according to authorities. And the photo you're looking at here, thank God, is not one of the twins. No, this is one of the monsters who had something to do with that. And yeah, and for those of you who are watching here on YouTube, on Facebook Live, you got I'm giving you the content warning as I'm reading it. This story contains disturbing allegations of child abuse. You have been warned. Two twins escaped their Texas home on last Tuesday after allegedly enduring horrific abuse before authorities arrested their mother and her boyfriend, who had gone to Louisiana. Citing court documents, KHOU TV, shout out to that station in Houston, Texas, reports 40-year-old Zakiah Duncan and 27-year-old Jova Terrell allegedly poured bleach on the genitals and down the throats of the 16-year-old boy and girl, who police say were held captive in their Cypress, Texas home. The twins, who said they were kept naked, handcuffed, and zip-tied in their home's laundry room, were allegedly forced to urinate and defecate on themselves, drink household cleaners, and ingest dozens of Benadryl tablets at one point, according to the outlet. Yes, Lady Outlaw, this is no joke. Well, and I haven't shown you the picture of these two monsters yet, have I? She said it. She doesn't need to see the pictures. She knows they're monsters. But for everybody else who's got a strong stomach, here you are. Zakiya Duncan on your left side of the screen, Jova Terrell on your right. Fox, here's another 2 we can bury under a prison.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Yep. And of course it's out of Texas because why wouldn't it be? It seems like all the horror stories like this come out of Texas.
Yeah. Hey, in this case, I'm bringing the shovel. In the documents, which were also obtained by NBC, the teens who Harris County authorities said appeared visibly beaten and malnourished. Let me stop right there. This is where the story hits home for me, because there was a point in my young childhood, I too was beaten and malnourished. I'll talk about that and give you a little transparency in a little bit. The documents, which were also obtained by NBC, the teens who Harris County authorities said appeared visibly beaten and malnourished, alleged they were only fed sandwiches 1 to 3 times a week and were often beat with extension cords and metal poles. The teens were allegedly able to break free after the boy managed to get a hold of the keys to their handcuffs, according to ABC 13. Shout out to those guys. The siblings then ran door to door to neighbors' homes pleading for help until an unidentified woman finally took them in. She said that she's recalling what happened. She said, they said, "Can you help us? Can you help us?" They were so skinny and so frail. They just looked like they had been through a lot. The more I asked and realized how severe the situation was, it was just a flood of emotions that came over me. How a mother could do this to her kids, and I feel like my tears are out of frustration, anger, and sadness. To that unidentified woman, I join you. The outlet reports that the woman called 911, but when deputies arrived at the twins' home, Duncan, Terrell, and her 5 other children, ages ranged to 7 to 14, were already gone, triggering an Amber Alert. Duncan and Terrell were arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana later that day, according to Harris County authorities. The pair, who were denied bond, faces charges of injury to a child. It was unclear if Duncan or Terrell retained attorneys or entered pleas to the charges. Now, that was the initial report I got. They said also they would be extradited from Baton Rouge to Texas in the coming days. Now, like I said, that was the initial report. Here's the first update. The boyfriend of a Cyprus woman accused of child abuse had his bond set at $500,000 for his alleged role in the abuse over the weekend. Stop me if you heard this not just a few seconds ago, Fox. I think he should have had no bond.
Exactly.
Jova Terrell, age 27, has been charged with injury to a child in the first degree and continuous violence against family after his girlfriend, Zakiya Duncan's 16-year-old twins managed to escape their home where they were allegedly handcuffed and abused. As police were looking to locate the home, officers found that Terrell and Duncan had fled to Louisiana, where Duncan's other 5 children would set off a statewide Amber Alert. Terrell and Duncan were arrested after police stopped their silver Mitsubishi Outlander on October 18th at about 4:30 p.m. in Baton Rouge, where they were from. That's according to ABC affiliate WBRZ. Good work for those guys. When arrested, the suspects only had one child present with them, while the other four were dropped off with a relative, according to investigators. Terrell and Duncan were held without bond in Louisiana and awaited transport back to Harris County, Texas. Terrell was extradited to Texas on Friday, November 4th. If the bond is made, Terrell is ordered not to have contact with anyone 17 years old or under, and no contact with Duncan, whose bond was set at $4.5 million. So, boyfriend's bond is only $500,000. Monster Mom gets $4.5 million bond.
I don't think either one's coming up with their bond anytime soon.
I'm totally in agreement with that. My God, especially Zakiya. Ain't no way. No way. $4.5 million? Okay, wait. Let me do math. Let me do some math here. $4.5 million bond. Usually they'll take about what? 10%?
10%.
10%. So let's see. That should be about 450,000. Nah, she ain't gonna get that. She ain't gonna be able to get that anytime soon. And as
Not
for
unless
Jova,
she's not unless she's related to Jeff Bezos somehow.
nah, I highly doubt that one. And as for Jova, maybe he should be able to pull 50 grand from somewhere. That's just a possibility there. Man, the second update was the $4.5 million bond for Zakiya, but her next court appearance is gonna be in January 25th. But what happened? They're just recapping the details of the case, and my God, the torture, all of that. How the twins escaped.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It hurts me because like I said earlier, this is me being transparent. Before I was adopted, I was in a foster home, and I too was beaten and malnourished, force fed to eat collard greens at the age of 3.5. I finally moved in with one last foster home. That would end up being my permanent home. But every time I tried to eat anything that I know today is good, every time I would just regurgitate it to the point where my mother, God bless her soul, would take me to a doctor, and they had to find out the hard way that I was malnourished.
Well, it's just devastating the way so
Yeah.
many get treated in the foster care system. But I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. We can't keep them with these abusive pieces of shit. So they go into a system that's supposed to help them thrive and take care of them. And so often they end up in a worse situation once they get in there.
Yep, you're right. You are so right. I'm just glad I was blessed with the woman I call my mom for as long as I had her. She passed away in 2000, but if anything, I credit her for saving my life, because if not for her, I wouldn't be as blessed as I am now. I mean, I'm a married man. I'm Beep, 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 beep. Foul. Anyway,
I almost got my finger.
as I was saying before, my wife decided to run a joke. I'm a happily married man. I'm alive. I am alive at age 46 when I could have been dead at the age of 3.5. I work as a direct support professional. I'm doing this podcast. I'm a deacon in my church. I really can't say any more than that. Because who knows? Something good may come next. But as far as this particular case goes, those 7 kids do not need to be anywhere near Jova Terrell or Zakiah Duncan. If they, I understand when it comes to adoption, most siblings would want to stay together, and I'm all for that. But just separate them from the monsters. That's all I can ask. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And as for these 2 monsters, Zakiah Duncan and Jova Terrell, I got a shovel for the 2 of you as well. All they got to do is point me to the Texas prison they're going to put the 2 of you in. Just saying. I've got one more story left, and this one, believe it or not, has been featured on CBS News' 48 Hours. Does the name Chandler Halerson ring you any bells?
Oh yeah.
Life. That's Chandler Halderson's sentence for beheading his parents with a saw before burning their heads in a fireplace. Again, I want to shout out to CBS News and 48 Hours for covering this story. Chandler Halderson, age 24, was found guilty of shooting his dad, Bart, age 50, in the back before killing his mom, Krista, age 53, in July of 2021. There's Chandler. Talk about someone who won't see the light of day anytime soon. Here's another good mug shot of him. This is him at the courthouse. And here's our murder victims, Bart and Krista Halderson. The jury just took 2 hours to come to a conclusion that Halderson was guilty on 8 counts. When the verdict was read out, the young man had no reaction. Before his sentence was handed out on that Thursday, Halderson spoke out about claims that he had no emotions and told the court that he had been told to act that way. It's not that I do not have feelings, it's that I was warned not to show them due to the scrutiny of this case. Halderson also said that he was going to appeal his conviction and called for interested lawyers to get in contact with him. Dane County Assistant Attorney William Brown alleged that Halderson killed his parents after his dad found out that he was lying about attending Madison College. Halerson had also lied to his parents that he was working for an insurance company and was getting a job in Florida at SpaceX, according to Brown. Now, the SpaceX lie, I would call that a shot in a million. I call that a shot in a million because of Elon Musk, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, something
He
tells
claimed
me
that
that
he
this
found
guy's phone lines aren't going to be blowing up with lawyers looking to take his case. And what he should have been doing what he should have been doing when they read that verdict is thanking his lucky stars that they didn't give him death like they should have.
agreed. I mean, last I checked, Florida was a death penalty state.
Oh, it is.
I know I wasn't tripping. Although there are a few states with that have death penalty that have the death penalty,
Moratorium.
and some are still yeah. The
But
lawyers said that.
Florida's like Texas.
Go ahead.
They've got an express lane to the electric chair. So,
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. That of all the states in the union, Texas and Florida do not play when it comes to the death penalty. Your best bet in Texas and Florida is that if you're a defendant, your best bet is that all 12 in the box come back all at once saying not guilty. That is your only shot. If that depending on the case.
I can't believe this dude didn't get the death penalty. He literally cut his parents' heads off with scissors. Now, come on. If anyone deserves the death penalty,
it's this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the article goes on. Martin and his son were due to meet with school officials when the 23-year-old allegedly shot his father to death on July 1st. It's alleged Halerson used a saw and scissors to cut up his parents' bodies before dumping their remains in the woods and burning others. Brown claimed that ashes from the fireplace in the couple's home contained human remains, including fragments of human skulls and facial and knee bones. This one should have got a trigger warning too. This is absolutely disturbing. The 24-year-old reported his mom and dad missing on July 7th, claiming they didn't return from a weekend trip to their cabin. Halerson was arrested the very next day, hours after the body of his father was found by police. Oh, but he's just a normal kid. Yeah, okay. Believe that if you want to. Their son Mitchell told the court that he received a text from Halerson saying he was, quote, worried for his parents, according to WMTV. But attorney Catherine Dorrell said Chandler Halerson did not murder his parents. Oh, really? What do you call shooting your father to death, decapitating, literally separating heads from bodies, separating other body parts from other body parts? Hey, I'm just calling it like it's here, and then burning them. I mean, really? She had a
that decapitated them and then put their bodies in different places.
Oh.
Remember in the field?
that is a case I kind of want to forget. Doral said that he was a normal kid who liked to play video games and spend time with his girlfriend. I like to play video games and spend time with my wife, but I didn't kill my parents. Come on now.
Nobody is worth hell.
Huh?
I said nobody is worth hell.
Mitchell's fiance spoke in court on Thursday ahead of Chandler's sentencing. She claimed that she was robbed of her future mother and father-in-law and missed them every day. Chandler's grandmother wrote in a letter in his defense, however. I love him even though what he did was horrific, it said. She added that his parents would not want for him to be incarcerated for life and that she hoped he found a trade in prison.
Oh,
Yeah,
he'll
good
find
luck.
a trade, all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Or
yeah,
he'll
good
be
luck with
trade.
that. The judge said he could not be as forgiving as Chandler's grandmother and that he could pose a potential future threat. Smart judge. He received the maximum sentence with 20 days to launch his appeal. The coroner's ruled that the cause of Bart's death was homicidal violence, including firearm injury. Investigators found part of Krista's body along the Wisconsin River near Sauk City. Halerson was initially charged with lying to police. The 23-year-old allegedly said that his parents were going to attend a parade in White Lake, but no such parade occurred. Cops examined Halerson's Google search history from June 30th to July 8th. They found several searches for phrases such as Wisconsin dismembered body found, woman's body found in Wisconsin, and body found in Wisconsin. Investigators had not yet found his parents. Deputy John Nelson told the court that Halerson was slow to respond to some questions while being quizzed by cops. He said Halerson seemed lethargic and tired as he described not seeing his parents for a week. Halerson's charges were upgraded to counts of murder and mutilation of a corpse. He pleaded not guilty to all charges in September. And there's the murder weapons.
Say that again.
The charges were upgraded to counts of murder and mutilation of a corpse. He pled not guilty to all those charges in September.
Not guilty. Not correct.
Like I said, that was his plea. But then again, like I'm everybody else, here's the murder weapons: the saw and the scissors.
As many true crime creators are putting content out, and it's as easily accessible as investigation discovery is, you would think that these criminals that go and kill and dismember people and whatnot wouldn't go on Google and search things like, was a body found? Was a dismembered body found? I mean, it's always going to come back to bite you.
I mean, some of the more creative ones watches stuff like Investigation Discovery, Dateline NBC, 48 Hours. Some are even watching ABC's 2020. They get the ideas and figure, oh, I can probably do this better than they did if I just did it like this, and then try to execute on it.
By the way, there is no getting away with it.
Of course,
God sees you.
Of course not.
So you ain't getting away with shit.
Of course not. But then again, also you got to remember this. As much as they try to pull it off, there is no such thing as the perfect crime, let alone a perfect murder.
The perfect murder is no murder at all. That is the perfect murder.
Well, that's it. That's it for that. That's it for that one. Halerson's got the rest of his life in prison. Like Fox said, and I agree with. In Florida, that should have been the death penalty.
Now he gets to sit there and think about what he did.
Think. I don't even know if he's gonna if he's even gonna think about that. But he'll sit there and rot. He'll sit there and rot. That's for sure.
He might be murdered or become a bitch.
Well, either way you slice it, it's the last thing you see in my slogan. Justice served. And oh boy.
A lot of sexual assaults happen in prison. Especially to people who murdered or their parents.
Maybe. All right. You got any comments you want to put on this one, Fox, or or pretty much are you done?
Oh, I'm pretty done.
I mean, this is just nuts. Any other true not true crime, but missing persons cases that we need to keep an eye out on, and I will post them up on my community tab as well.
I don't know. I've retweeted a bunch on Twitter, and then I've done like 10 videos today too. So I've got several out right now. But
All
that
right,
little boy in Florida is the one that stuck in my head. So
yeah. I'm gonna reiterate this one more time. We've mentioned the missing persons cases. Amanda Town, Joanna Luna, Axel, all those missing persons, not to mention a lot of that we've mentioned in the past. We are begging of you, if you see something, say something.
absolutely. I
Get in
do have
contact
one.
with
I have one thing
Go
that
ahead.
I'd like to ask everyone to do, and that is to please pray for Brandy Neal and Tyler Vaughn right now. There are searches going on in one of the neighbors' yards out in Fruitland, Idaho, for little Michael Monkey Vaughn that's been missing since last June. And it's certainly not the outcome that we were hoping for in this case. He hasn't been found yet. We don't know that he's there, but they did have a credible tip that his body was buried in one of those yards out there.
Well, you're hearing it live here first at Bethea's Byte Reloaded. Let's keep Michael Monkey Vaughn in our thoughts and our prayers. And if anybody that has any whereabouts with him or any other missing persons we've mentioned, please contact your local authorities. I can't express that enough. Also, there was something I wanted to mention in the Texas Twins case I didn't get to, and that was this: if you suspect child abuse, don't hesitate. Call the National Child Help Abuse Hotline, Child Help. That number is 1-800-4A-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453. Or go to www.childhelp.org, childhelp.org. Those calls are toll-free and confidential, and the hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in more than 170 languages. There are children out there who have been abused, and they don't have to be abused anymore. You can be the catalyst that stops it. Let's protect the children like they deserve to be.
Amen.
Fox, thank you for stopping by, my friend.
Anytime.
Let everybody let everybody know how they can get in contact with you through social media.
I've got a Facebook group. It's called Arctic Fox True Crime. I'm on Twitter at Arctic Fox True, and you can always reach me via email, although I don't check it nearly often enough, at arcticfoxtruecrime@gmail.com.
All right, and here seven ways. Crazy! I got 7 ways for you to get in contact with me. Facebook at Bethea's Byte Reloaded. Twitter at EKB316. Here on YouTube at Bethea's Byte Reloaded with all the punctuation, the apostrophes, spaces, all that work. Instagram at EB the Last Outlaw. Email kingofhearts316_09 at outlook.com. Message forum www.betheasbyte.com. And yes, I'm on TikTok, King of Hearts 316 2021. That's it, guys. That's 60 minutes of true crime, seeking justice, and finding the missing. For Arctic Fox True Crime, I'm Ernest Bethea, the Last Outlaw. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you back here next time, same place. Until then, you all know what to do. Bite this. Hey guys, this is the Last Outlaw. I want to take this time to say thank you for watching and subscribing to Bethea's Byte Reloaded. I have said many times over, it is you that is the reason Bethea's Byte stays reloaded and running. I couldn't do this without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Be sure to follow Bethea's Byte Reloaded all over social media, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, the message board at Bethea'sByte.com, email at kingofhearts316_09 at outlook.com. I will also have teasers for upcoming videos posted to YouTube as well as TikTok at kingofhearts316 2021. This is the home for news, opinions, debates, your voice, and justice served. This is Bethea's Byte, and it's reloaded. This is Bethea's Byte, and it's reloaded.